Marcus, what is this growing medium?
All of the plants in here we start in this horticultural foam.
Okay.
For the young children, I tend to call it a sponge because in essence that's what it does. It's just something that soaks up a lot of moisture so the seed has adequate water for getting started.
Okay.
And keeps enough airspace in there as well so that you're not drowning the roots of the plants.
I love how the roots are poking out the bottom and they are laying this recycled water dish.
They do. A timer, pump on a little timer here, recirculating the water. When we see the roots beginning to come through the bottom of the little seed blocks, that's our cue. Time to get these babies spaced out into the growing channels that are behind you.
Oh, why don't you show us that next?
So at this point, we would take these grow cells, the baby plants, bring them over to these growing channels, break them apart until we end up with one individual lettuce plant in this case.
Cool.
And then simply drop it into one of the holes in this channel. And that's where it spends the rest of its life from this point until it's a full-size head of lettuce
and that's
and ready to harvest. It's that simple.
And how are they getting water down the channels? And I noticed that they're on a little bit of a slope.
They are. This is known.
Do these tubes have anything to do with it?
They absolutely do. In the center of our greenhouse is a reservoir or tank. We add water to that. We add our special blend of fertilizers to that.
Okay.
There's a pump in there that is just constantly circulating a little trickle of water, as you can see there.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's supposed to be a little more than what I got, but that flows into these channels over the roots of the plants. And as you said, just by gravity, since this is sloped downhill, the solution flows to the end to the drain, returns back to the tank, and does another whole loop.
So it recirculates.
Hydroponics of this type are a very efficient way of growing crops when it comes to terms of water usage.
Oh, that's wonderful. So there's no soil involved whatsoever with hydroponics?
No soil whatsoever.
And
just this little foam block as a seed holder.
Right.
And from there,
oh, it holds it right. Okay, wow, look at those
roots starting to grow on that plant. And if I pull one of the larger plants out over here, you can see the roots continue to develop as the plant grows.
Oh, those are beautiful. Look at that. They're gorgeous. You normally don't see this because it's normally under the, not normally, but when you're growing in soil, these are under the ground.
It would normally be in the soil, soaking up the moisture and the nutrients from the soil.
It's
in
so
this case,
interesting.
The plant gets what it needs right from the solution that we're circulating over the roots of the plant.
That's amazing. What kind of fertilizer do you put in?
It's a special hydroponic fertilizer, similar to the Miracle Grow that a lot of people are familiar with.
Right.
One of the key points about this fertilizer is that it needs to totally dissolve in the water. A lot of typical fertilizers you would use in your garden would not dissolve in water. Right. But because of the system, it needs to dissolve in the water.
And that's what helps the roots
But it includes,
take it up.
yes. It includes all the major minerals, vitamins, if you will, for the plant that you would have in any regular fertilizer. The nitrogen, the phosphorus, the potassium, sulfur, iron, all the micronutrients as well.
That the plants
Complete diet in the solution that's flowing over the roots of the plants.
And eventually goes into our bodies for our nutrients.
That's correct.
It's amazing! Hey, how are you? We're here at Mill Creek Urban Farm. And we're going to read this book out in their garden called Little Farm by the Sea by Kay Choreo. Woo! And I just wanted to read the dedication because it's really sweet. This book is dedicated to Betty and Gary Brown, who made Small Holdings Farm such a refuge from urban pressures, providing delicious organic produce, beautiful flowers, animals for our children to experience, and most of all, humor and humanity. Look how pretty that picture is. Beautiful farm. Gorgeous sky. Oh yeah. It is still winter. Not really, but you know, use your imagination. The little farm by the sea looks asleep. The fields are frozen under early morning frost, and the clamshell driveway is quiet. Only curious seagulls move through the air. But inside the barn, life is stirring. Even before the sun is up, the animals are awake, and Farmer Brown's family is busy. They are milking the cows and feeding warm milk to the barn cats. Lucky barn cats. See, the whole family is busy. And look, somebody's drying flowers from the roof of the barn. In their stalls, the pigs squeal noisily. They are hungry for their breakfast. Farmer Brown and his children mix food scraps and vegetables with bread and water. As they fill the feed bowls, the pigs crowd eagerly around. They push and shove and gobble their food. Look at those little piggies. They're so cute. Farmer Brown goes to the hayloft. He is careful not to disturb the bantam hen who is nesting on one of the steps. He throws down hay for the donkeys and the cows. One son helps feed the animals while the other leads cows from the barn. The donkeys trot in circles, braying when they see their breakfast. Hee-haw, hee-haw. In their coops behind the barn, the chickens are the last to be fed. While Farmer Brown fills the feed trays with chicken meal, Mrs. Brown and the children gathers eggs. The hens hop in and out of their nest boxes, leaving perfect brown eggs. Do you have chickens? Do they lay eggs? Can I have some? The Browns return to the barn to weigh and sort the eggs. A scale tells whether an egg goes into a carton marked large or small. If the eggs are dirty, they are washed in a special egg wash before they are sorted. The full cartons are stacked in the selling room. Soon customers began to arrive. Sometimes they bring empty egg cartons for the Browns to use again. That's always smart. They put the money for their purchases in an old metal box. You see the kitty and the cute kids. There's a kitty sleeping on the hay bale. As the earth warms, Farmer Brown turns the soil with a plow and enriches it with fertilizer from his animals. He plants seeds for green beans, zucchini, beets, and broccoli. Lettuce and spinach. That's wonderful. There's a lot of farms around here. You're going to take a drive with your family and check them out? That's a good idea. Seedlings are brought from the greenhouse and planted in the furrowed earth. Everyone helps. Spring is beginning. Under a sunny sky, Nettie, Emma, Polly, and Fanny cow roam. In the next pasture, geese nibble on grass and weeds. They rush to the fence honking when they see Farmer Brown. He throws them bread scraps. One little gosling watches Mama Goose drink water. Then she drinks too. Learning from your mama. What a great thing. You know, Mama Pig is sleeping in her stall. Soon her summer piglets will be born. Mama Donkey is eating extra grass, preparing for the birth of her little burro. What's a burro? It's a baby donkey. Now it is spring. The barn bursts to life. The Browns keep plenty of flowers, herbs, and vegetables on the porch and in the selling room. Boy, look at all that stuff. What a beautiful picture. And there's always kitty cats nestled in a box. By the road sign, a sign says, "Natural strawberries, you pick." Another sign in the barn gives instructions to the strawberry pickers. Soon, young and old are picking juicy strawberries. Have you ever picked your own strawberries? Or blueberries? That's a lot of fun. As customers pick, the bees buzz around the flowers. The Browns' hives are beginning to fill with honey. Farmer Brown will gather the honey when summer ends and sell it in little plastic bear jars. At the roadside stand, customers stop to buy berries, spinach, lettuce, and flowers. One summer evening under the moon and stars, Mama Donkey gives birth. Soon the fuzzy burro wobbles to his feet and drinks his mother's milk. Cute little dog. On a summer day, visiting children ask, "Are there piggies yet?" "Not yet," says Mrs. Brown, smiling. The children chase Mama Hen and her chicks, who hide in the tall grass. By the rabbit cage, one of the Brown's daughters holds a bunny. 2 small children watch. "Does it bite?" asked the little girl, and before the older girl can answer no, the children run away. They were afraid of the bunny. One day, while Farmer Brown is planting pumpkin seeds in a far field, visitors find a sign by the barn. "Quiet, please. Piggies are sleeping." Mama Pig has a litter of piglets resting beside her. Each day, the piglets grow bigger and livelier. One piggy finds a gap in the pen. He hops through, and 3 piglets follow. Look how cute they are! They dash through people's legs, upsetting cartons of beans and berries and eggs and flowers. At last, they get tired and fall asleep behind a bale of hay. Mischievous little pigs. Full summer is here. Can you tell? While Mrs. Brown and one of her daughters picks flowers, and martins and swallows dart overhead. The birdies? They eat some of the insects that harm the crops. The martins pop in and out of their birdhouses high above the fields. Their favorite houses are gourds grown and dried by Farmer Brown. They swing above the raspberry patch where the Brown children pick berries. The swallows swoop in and out of the barn. Some nest in old hanging tractor seats. If a baby bird tumbles from its nest, Mrs. Brown gently returns it. In the driveway, an antique crop duster sits on a flatbed truck. It looks like a mechanical octopus and will soon join Farmer Brown's collection of old farm equipment. One of the pigs likes to explore the farm wearing a harness. Like taking the pig for a walk. In a far field, the donkeys roll in the dust to escape the flies. Summer is edging into fall. Apples are growing heavy on the trees. The Browns pick and load them onto a pickup truck. They divide the apples into 3 groups: bruised for pigs, slightly bruised for cider, and perfect for customers. There is no such thing as perfect. Shh, don't tell anybody. In the next field, pumpkin, squash, and gourds are fat and ripe. Farmer Brown will load his prize pumpkin onto the truck, ready to carry to the county fair. Look how big that pumpkin is. Whoa. The barn porch is overflowing with fall fruits and vegetables, including tomatoes, squash, peppers, apples, cabbage, and corn. Tiny orange and baby blue pumpkins line the windowsills. Wagons and wheelbarrows are filled with hay and pumpkins. The days are shorter and the nights cooler. Soon the frost will come and the farm will slow to its winter rest. But the little farm by the sea never really sleeps. Woo! Do we love this book? I love this book. I want to thank Marcus Weaver of Mill Creek Urban Farm for lending us this wonderful book to read. Thank you, Marcus. Okay, we're reading another book out here at Mill Creek Urban Farm. So excited to be here today. This is called Mrs. Spitzer's Garden by Edith Pattu, illustrated by Trisha Tusa. Mrs. Spitzer is a teacher. What? Look at her. She is in room 108 of Tremont Elementary School. Inside room 108 are 6 tables, 4 circles and 2 rectangles. There is a rug in one corner with real hopscotch squares and checkerboards woven into bright colors. There is also a size chart, a birthday chart, a gerbil in a cage, a housekeeping and dress-up corner, a row of 22 pegs for coats and backpacks, and in another corner, Mrs. Spitzer's desk. At the end of summer, Mr. Merrick, the principal, walks down the hall to Mrs. Spitzer's room and gives her a packet of seeds. Mrs. Spitzer consults her calendar and plans her daily schedule, and she checks her tools. She makes sure the soil is right, light, and well drained, with plenty of room for sprouting. Then Mrs. Spitzer plants her seeds. She waters them, feeds them, and makes sure they got plenty of sun. Look at all those critters up in the sky, all those buggies. Some have suitcases, some have umbrellas. Look at the sun. Boy, the seeds begin to sprout. See those little seeds coming out of the soil? You see that dragonfly with a handkerchief on? Or it could be a butterfly. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. And that's definitely a butterfly. As the plants grow, Mrs. Spitzer watches them closely. She checks daily for weeds and pests. She tells them to pack up and go home. And the little plants are saying, bye, see you later. Hit the road, Jack. She knows that different plants need different things and that each plant has its own shape. Do you see her cute little face over here? That's a pretty picture. Some of the plants grow more quickly, pushing upward, eager, impatient. Some grow more slowly, unfolding themselves bit by bit. Some plants sprout thin and tall. Some are bushy and wide-spreading. Some are bold and showy. They are brightly colored, saying, "Look at me!" Some are silvery and quiet, the color of the earth. A few are like wildflowers and will grow anywhere you put them. And some need gentle care and a special watching over. As the seasons change, Mrs. Spitzer tends her garden. Look at the pumpkins walking. Do you see that turtle? He has a top hat on. But the plants will keep growing, uncurling their stems, stretching their leaves outward, and showing their faces to the sun. Look at all those cool drawings. Mrs. Spitzer puts away her tools, her daily calendar, and her plan book. Soon another year will start, and Mr. Merrick will once again walk down the hall with a packet of seeds for Mrs. Spitzer. She will dust off her tools, till the soil, and a new garden will begin. Yay, Mrs. Spitzer! Awesome book. Woo! Thank you for staying with us today. Stay tuned for more fun with Miss Adaria. Marcus, thank you so much for having us here. This is an amazing place to be. I hope all Bridgeton folks come and check it out and support it. And your passion and your energy is just so evident in the incredible place this is, and all the people that work here seem so dedicated, and we're very happy that you invited us here to take a look today.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping us get our message out. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yes. Woohoo! Hey everybody, we're here again. Woo! What are we doing? Something with toilet paper rolls. Let me see if I could juggle them. Hold on now. Hey, juggled! Yay! Thank you very much. Don't quit your day job. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make flowers out of these wonderful toilet paper rolls. A beautiful garden of flowers with 3 toilet paper rolls. How am I going to do that, you ask? Well, I'm going to show you. First, we're going to wrap them up. Do you remember how we wrapped up that piggy? We put pink paper around the toilet paper roll to make a piggy body. Well, we're going to do the same thing with these 2 different kinds of green paper. So let's get to cutting. First, we're going to measure, and we're going to leave a little space on the top like we did last time. So I'm going to cut this paper right about there, and I'm going to cut it straight up as evenly as I can. That wasn't too bad, right? Then I'm going to use this paper to measure this one, and cut right up this. Yippee! So now we have 2 pieces of paper. Now let me just see something for a second. I just want to see if I can use... No, it's not going to be enough. I thought maybe I can get 2 wrappings out of 1 piece of paper, but it's just not going to be enough. So we're going to come in with another piece of paper, and we'll take this measurement here. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here. Fun with your toilet paper rolls. And we'll cut this little fella right up there. And save these scraps because we can use it to make leaves or something else in the future, right? Okay, so now you should have 3 lovely pieces of 3 different color greens, which is good because it'll give you a little variety in your colors. And all these other colors that are going on here, these are going to be for different color flowers. So we can make that choice when we get there. So let's start with the first toilet paper roll. And I don't know if you remember how we wrapped the piggy, but what we do is, first we're gonna measure. We're gonna wrap this toilet paper roll. Try to get it down to the bottom. I'm gonna roll it. And then we're gonna leave a little bit of space so that we can adhere one side to the other. So I would say probably about right there would be good. Save that scrap. Okay. And we're gonna put some glue on the inside. Just like we did for the piggy. If you watched the piggy a couple weeks ago, that was a fun craft. And we're gonna put a little less on this side. Get your roll. Oop. There we go. And roll that up as tightly as you can, leaving this much space on the top side. Because I'll show you what we're going to do with that. And then you can get into your roll and smooth it down to make sure that these are adhering properly. Strongly, I should say, not properly. You know, if it's too long, you can get in there with something like a pencil or, you know, maybe the glue stick. Just to make sure that it's sticking nicely to both the toilet paper roll and to itself. So that's what it should look like. Now I'm gonna let this dry for a minute and I'll wrap the other 2. Okay, so we've wrapped our 3 flowers. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these down the side, just to the top of the toilet paper roll, not unlike what we did with little Miss Piggy. And please remember not to cut along the side of the seam. You want to cut just around the corner from it, just like this. All right, here we go. There's our 3rd one. Don't cut on the seam. cut on either side of it. And then you tuck your paper down into the toilet paper roll to form a collar. I couldn't think of that word when I did the pig, but we're going to call it a collar, right? Nice. There's your second collar. And here is number 3. And what? That doesn't look like a flower. Well, it's going to, so don't you worry about a thing. Now, using that same, actually, what we're going to do now is we're going to cut out the flowers and the leaves. So just put these little cuties on hold over there for a second. And I'm going to cut out a couple of leaf colors. Because what is a flower without leaves, all right? They almost look like fishies. All right, so there's for 2. And here is, we're going to do a long leaf for this one. Just like that. Actually, you know what? We'll make these over here too, just for some different leaves. So we'll only use 2 of these 2, and these 2. Which leaves do you like better? Do you like those 2 leaves or those 2 leaves? Or that leaf and that leaf? Ha ha ha. Does it matter? No, not at all. So here's our last leaf that we're going to use on our lovely toilet paper roll flowers. And how are we going to stick these on there, you ask? Well, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some leaf action. And that's just drawing things like that on the leaf to make it look like a leaf, because they are actually like little veins in the leaf that carry water and nutrients to the whole leaf. That's why if you inspect a leaf closely, you'll see that it has all these little veins all over it. Not unlike the veins in our body that carry our blood around. These ones, not so much. But leaves like this, yes, you could do a line right down the middle. And you can have like that coming off of there. Just look at a leaf. It's a miracle to behold. So we'll start with this one, which I think is this color leaf. And what you can do is, we're just going to be gluing them on the back like that. So whichever side you want to glue on, and you don't want to glue them opposite each other because that looks too samey. So you can go up and down, something like that. What do you think about that? But first, you know what? Okay. Now, I just made a big executive decision to do the flower part first, and then we'll glue the leaves on, because I think it'll be too delicate to handle with the leaves glued on first. So what you're going to do is, along that same line that you cut the collar to bring those 2 pieces of paper down inside of the roll, you're going to cut again, and you're going to cut down about 1 inch. Just about that much. Through the paper, through the toilet paper roll. Just cut right down there. It might be a little hard, so be careful. Because what we're going to do is, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do because it's too exciting. You're just going to have to wait. So let me do that with these also. Just cut down about an inch, inch and a half. Reminding you again not to cut on the seam because that will unfold the paper from the toilet paper roll. So there we go. Little bits are coming out. That's okay. We'll just put them over there. We're having a party with our little bits. And now we're going to choose colors for our flowers. What color do you like? Do you like this purple? Yeah, me too. Orange? How about yellow? Oh yeah. Who doesn't like a yellow flower? Kind of like a daffodil, right? So you want to draw a daffodil? You just make little balloons like that. Just going around. Except I'm going to do them a little bit bigger. So they match the size of our toilet paper rolls. So we're just going to get some big balloons going over here. Whee! See that? Isn't that cool? That's one. Now you can also make, let's say, a tulip. Do you know how a tulip is shaped? It's kind of like that, and it has a couple of crowns, and then it kind of comes in like that, and there's your tulip. And now for the purple flower, you could do whatever you want. I don't know what's exciting. Maybe just smaller ones like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. All right, so let's cut out our flowers. All right, so we're down to cutting our last flower. Now, you don't have to follow the lines that you make exactly. They're just guidelines to help you, so you're not just cutting out some weird and wacky shape that might not look like a flower. Because when you turn it over, it all looks good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your flower and you're going to put it so that the petals of the flower kind of come down into, so it's something like that, right? And then you're going to take your lovely leaves and you're going to glue them onto the back so they look like a flower, something like that. So you don't have to glue these or anything, or you could put them wherever you want, you know, I mean, as the cutout allows. Like if you didn't like one of the petals that you cut out and you would rather have that one down in there, you could do that. But it's something fun to do with your recycled toilet paper rolls. That's right. Okay, so there's the first one. Now let's go with, what do you think? The pink one, the tulip with the light green, or the tulip with the dark green? What do you think? I think I like the tulip with the dark green. So we'll come down in here and tuck him in to the little slots. And there is your tulip. Very pretty. And the purple flower, is going to go into the light green stem, just like that. Okay, so you grab your daffodil and you slap your leaves on and let them dry. I'm telling you, my brain is just mush today. There's your happy little daffodil. You're going to hold it for longer than I have right now to hold this so that they stay dry. Then we're going to come in here with our purple flower. I don't know what kind of a flower this is, and that's okay. And you're going to put the glue on the side that you've drawn your leaf decoration. And just place those on in the back. You could put them at different heights so it looks a little more natural. Okay, and here is your tulip. Put some glue on your tulip leaves. Oh, that's the back. Push that off, nobody sees anything. There's one leaf. There's another leaf. And that's your tulip. I'm just going to hold the leaves on the tulips while you take a look at these and see if you like those. That's your daffodil. That's your purple alien flower. And here is your tulip. And what do you think of your garden? Your little garden? We like it a lot. Yay! So nice. Oh my goodness, I really like it. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Adaria. So thank you for crafting with us today. We really appreciate your time. Stay tuned for the next story time when we'll be on location in another exciting place around Cumberland County. Thank you from the Bridgeton Library. Yay!